So, hi, my name is Gehna, as I've said. A little bit more about me. I am currently the director of the International Division here at AIGO Learning. I joined AIGO Learning last year, and I'm working as a teacher, specifically of Scratch. And I'm also the president of AIGO Learning Switzerland, so the Swiss branch of AIGO Learning currently. Apart from that, some of my hobbies outside of coding include playing badminton and doing musical theater. So yeah, that's a little bit more about me. Today we're going to be, again, I'll be going through a quick presentation about AIGO Learning International and some pieces of information that everyone should know about creating a branch. And then you can ask your questions at the end. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. And again, I will answer them at the end of the presentation, or you can just ask me at the end. So yes, with that, we can get started. Ooh. Okay, so a quick introduction. So the AIGO Learning International expansion started in July of 2021. So last year, so we, it's not been that long, but yeah. And right now we already have 7 branches around the world. So in India, Vietnam, Switzerland, which is the branch I lead currently, Canada, Egypt, and more. So right now, these are people who are trying to start countrywide initiatives, but we also have branches in schools and specific clubs. For instance, I think we have one in Texas. So really a branch doesn't have to be a countrywide thing. It can also be something that you just start in your school. Some of the pictures here are actually pictures from the website. Hello? Hello, is someone?
Is it coming?
Yeah, hello.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Oh, okay. This is Appa.
Hi.
Yeah. Hello, how are you doing?
I'm good. Do you have a question or anything?
Oh, I just joined actually.
Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah, so I'm gonna just quickly be giving a presentation on about AIGO Learning and a little bit more of information on how to create a branch. And then at the end, there will be room for questions or any comments if you have anything. Is that okay?
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, that's great. If everyone could just put themselves on mute just for the presentation part, that would be great. But feel free to put your questions or comments in the chat and we can talk about them at the end. So yeah, sorry, continuing on. So yeah, now we have 7+ branches around the world. And yeah, that's a little bit about the introduction of the AIGO Learning International. So what does the making of a branch actually consist of? So as I said before, firstly, a branch does not have to be a countrywide initiative. So it can be a large scale project where you try to implement something in your country, but it can also be just a school club, or maybe a class in your public library. So it really depends on you. The scale of the project really depends on you, and you can do it overall in the whole country, or you can just do it in one of the clubs at your school. So again, the AIGO Learning Initiative and creating a branch is really just starting something in your community, and how you do that is up to you. And opening a branch is a way to start promoting coding classes and of course, spreading the passion of coding to the people around you. So it's a really good way of doing so. On the right, that's actually a picture of me and my team promoting our coding classes in our school. So we were promoting the AIGO Learning Club at our school. So yeah, you have fun time and you get to know how to promote branches and you do a lot of marketing work. So it's very it's very interesting. And yeah, that was a fun picture that we took of us. Hi, I think someone just joined. Hello, we're just going through a presentation quickly where I'm explaining some of the information about making a branch, and then at the end we'll have time for questions. So yeah, just letting you know. So next slide doesn't seem to be going. Okay, there you go. So what is the aim of creating an AIGO Learning branch? So these are some of the goals that you can have when creating a branch of AIGO Learning. Again, you don't have to have all of these goals. You can take some of them. If you don't want some of them, you don't have to. But just to give you an idea of what you're actually going in for when creating a branch, these are some of the goals that you can have and follow. So the first one, pretty obvious, promoting AIGO Learning classes to the students in your area. So that is definitely one of the goals that you will have when creating a branch. So the classes I promote at the Swiss branch, for instance, are Scratch Junior, Scratch plus AI, Python, Java, and more. A sub goal you can have with that is actually offering AIGO Learning courses in the language spoken in your region. So for instance, our hope would be maybe to actually come out with a curriculum in French, later on. So that's an example of, creating AIGO Learning courses in the language spoken in your region. Another goal obviously would be to gather coding teachers from your area. So that's also very important. And again, that can be a very big goal with your AI Go Learning branch. Two other things would be maybe to partner up with schools in your area, or someone else is joining. So two other things would be to maybe partner up with schools in your area, or to partner with nonprofit organizations or Sunday schools to create AI Go Learning classes. So for instance, we did that with the Swiss branch, where we actually connected with my school, and we have had a club at our school to create AI Go Learning classes. We also partnered up with a nonprofit organization, and right now we're teaching classes to their students. So these can be some of the goals that you can have when creating a branch, but you don't have to follow all of them. But this is, this just gives you an idea of what you will actually be in for when you're trying to create an AI Go Learning branch, and what aims you should, or maybe you can have in mind. And again, one thing to really highlight is that you will have access to all the resources and support from the AI Go Learning team throughout your whole process. You really aren't alone. Of course, you will need to put in the main effort in trying to create this initiative in your region, but any help that you need, I know that I had a lot of help when creating the Swiss branch. If you need help with, maybe contacting schools, contacting like other organizations, and you don't know how to approach that, like all of that help will be given to you, creating a website, and all of the steps needed. If you have any questions, if you need any help, you will always have access to the team. And more importantly, you will also have access again to the curriculum, of course, of the classes, but you also have access to the international teachers. So for instance, I know in AI Go Learning India, they had a bunch of classes, but they didn't have enough teachers to teach in India, but they got some teachers from outside of India, by accessing the AI Go Learning channel, and they were teaching there. So you really aren't an isolated branch, you're just part of the whole community, and you're creating this in your region, and we will always be there to help you and to support you in any way that you need. So what's in it for you? Why would you want to create a branch of AI Go Learning? So there's many things that I've learned personally by creating a branch, but I would say firstly to develop leadership skills and learning how to manage a team. So the picture on the right is actually a picture from one of our team meetings at AI Go Learning Switzerland. So you really learn how to, talk to team members, how to communicate with them, how to assign roles, especially if you're the president of the group. But even if you're not, you're learning that all the time, and you're learning how to lead a group of people. So it's a very effective skill that you will need in your life, and it's a great way to start and to build on that. So creating a branch is a very effective way of building on that. And not only do you learn how to manage a team, but you also learn how to get the team members in the first place. So I was, for instance, recruiting. I was the only person in the branch, but I was recruiting all my friends. And just the process of recruiting is also very helpful, and it gives you those skills again of communicating with different people. Next, you also learn how to communicate with schools, libraries, and other organizations. So as I mentioned, you create a club. You can create a club in your school. So creating a club in your school and trying to partner up with other organizations, this requires a lot of skills, and you really improve on them. I know we sent tons of emails to organizations around Switzerland and outside when we were trying to partner with them, and you really learn how to develop the skills of selling your product. In this case, your product being your coding classes. So you really learn how to try to sell a product to someone, and how to appeal to them, how to communicate with them when you're trying to partner up with a nonprofit organization, for instance. So you really learn all of these skills. And again, they're very important in your life. You will need them. So this is a great starting point for you. And it's a great way to develop them. And again, yeah, as I was saying, building your business skills. And most importantly, you're developing your passion for coding. So you really are spreading what you like to do to the people around you, which is, again, the best part of it. So that's a very important thing that obviously is a good thing to be doing. So here are some of the steps that you can take to creating a branch. I wanted to talk about this because you can use these as an idea to know what you will be in for. Again, if you're creating a branch, what you will have to do, so you have a good idea of what exactly creating a branch is and what the steps you will need to take to create a branch, or you might want to take. And yeah, but that will give you a better idea of how to do it. So step one, making a plan. That's probably the best thing to do in anything that you're creating. Ooh, I think we have someone else joining. But yeah, so again, this is very important. Making plans is very important. So you will usually have a Google document where you will talk about what the goals that you want to achieve with your branch. And then one of your goals, for instance, can be to make an AI Go Learning course available in the language that is spoken in your region, for instance. That can be one goal, just putting that out there, but it doesn't have to be. Other things that you would need to have in your plan would be having a timeline and having potential action points. Hi, Emma, I know you just joined. I'm quickly going through a presentation just talking about, about creating a branch. And then at the end, we'll have time for questions. So right now I'm talking about the steps needed to create a branch. So yeah, just wanted to let you know. So yeah, the first step, as I said, would be to make a plan. The second step, and this is something that we've all done when we've created a branch, and it's very important, is creating a website. A website is a great place to have all the information about your branch in one place. And then if someone ever asks you about your branch, you can just send them straight to the website, and it really shows that you're established as well, and that you're not just someone who's saying, I have a branch or whatever. So it's very important to create a website. I have some examples of websites there. I can also put them in the chat later on if you want to check them out. But yeah, we have a Switzerland website, India, Vietnam, and we have a few others as well. So creating the website itself is, it can be easy. So either you can code it yourself, you're very interested and you're good at coding, go for it. That's amazing. But you don't have to code it. You can also, I think we've created a form filling feature where you can fill out a form and the tech team will create a website for you based on a template, and then they will give you the domain name and everything. So they will prepare that for you as well. So again, we have both options available for that. But yeah, as I said, creating a website is very important because it really establishes you as a branch, and it shows everyone that you are a branch that's coming into the country and you're there to promote coding classes. So it really gives them all the information in one place. So that would be a pretty important step, and it's pretty easy to make. If you don't want to code your own website, that's completely fine. We have the resources to help you. Okay. Oh wow, sorry, that was a little bit okay. Yeah, step 3, sorry about that. So step 3, gathering your team. Gathering your team, again, of course, is very important. If you have a good team, you will be able to assign tasks. I know that my team, we all have different roles and we work together very well because of that. So it's very important to have a good team. Some of the ways that you can gather recruits and gather your team members is by asking your friends. So on the right-hand side, you will see some of the team members of the AI Go Learning Switzerland team. All of them are my friends, to be honest. We're all in the same grade. We all have interest for coding, and yeah, we were all interested in helping this initiative. So this was a good way for us to come together and create something that we all were interested in and passionate about. You can also approach coding and STEM club members in your school if you're in a school or in your college. Approach people that like coding or are already doing something in the field of coding. But other than that, you can have Indeed job posting where you can search online for people. I would personally say that it's very important you have at least 1 or 2 members that are physically present with you, that you can physically meet up with, because it just makes it so much easier to communicate. So if you do know someone, or if you do know a few people who might be interested in creating this branch with you, it's very important to recruit and to ask them, because it's very important to have someone physically there. But of course, it's great to also look online, and maybe someone else in the other part of the country or the state, wherever you are, wants to help you in creating a branch. You can also do that. That's okay too. Yeah, last thing I've written is to make sure that you have a fully functional team. You can also try and assign a few team positions. So for instance, president, treasury, marketing head, secretary. You don't have to, again, but it's very good to have at least some idea of whose role is what. All of you can be teachers. For instance, in my group, at least 5 of us are coding teachers as well, but having other roles, like roles related to the organization is important, because then you can, have your own thing. You all do a specific part, and then you come together to create, this branch in this organization. So that's also pretty important. Okay. Step 4 is creating your club. So actually creating the school club. The best way to start establishing your AI Go Learning branch is to start small. And it's to start establishing your roots and your baseline, so you can always build on the baseline. And the best way that we suggest doing this is to creating your school club. That is very, very important. If you are in a high school or in a college, I would really urge you to start by creating a school club. And if you can't do that, then that's okay. Maybe starting a public library class or something of the sort, but really creating something where you are physically present, and which is just really establishing your roots in the community and showing people that what you're here to teach coding classes. So creating a school club is very different, again, depending on the school that you go to, but we suggest contacting the teacher or the principal with a proposition to create an AI Go Learning club, and then make sure you have a team of people and a supervisor, and you should be ready to go in creating a club. So that's a great way of creating a club. On the right here, again, we have a picture. That's actually me. This is the school club that we created in our own school. The floors are green for some reason, but yeah, that's taking up more of the picture, I've realized. But yeah, that was the first club that we created. And that's a picture, yeah, of the school club in our school. And that's how we started. So the first thing that we did to build on AI Go Learning Switzerland was not by, trying to find classes online and in different parts of Switzerland. It was just by creating a club in the school. And it really helps because gathering that interest and gathering that base is just very important to build on. And you're not all over the place. You're really starting with one concrete idea and one concrete in one concrete place. So it's very important. So I would definitely say that that would be one of the main things to do. So hi, I think a few people have joined just now. Someone else is joining. Yeah, just to let you know, I'm going through a presentation on some of the things on how you can create a branch. I'll actually put this presentation in the chat so you can all access it. So if you weren't here, you will have some information. So that should be good. But yeah, step 5, promoting your branch. So that's obviously very important. Promotion of the branch is probably one of the main things that you should do. You can do this through Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, posters around your school, a lot of things. There's a lot of ways you can do this. On the right, I have some pictures of the AI Go Learning Switzerland Instagram. So we actually, our main method of marketing was Instagram. And we were able to, get a lot more following on Instagram than other places like Twitter and stuff, because we did try that, but that didn't really work out for us. So it really depends what works for you. And again, creating an Instagram account or social media account is very important because again, it establishes you and it spreads the AI Go Learning branch to people around you. So I would say that's a very important step. You can also do this differently. We actually started with posters around our school. So if you are in a high school or if you are in a college, then I would definitely say that having posters around your school and to spread around your club is very important. You can also put posters around in your public library. So yeah, doing all of these things is pretty important, and you can start with that if you want as well. And last but definitely not least, and it's definitely not last either, actually, it's just the last of this sequence, but it's actually starting a class. So actually promoting these classes to your students and finally starting your class. So by now you should have your website, you should have your team, you should have marketed your branch to a certain extent, and now people should be trying to come and have a class. So that's very important. So once people have signed up for a class, we actually have a very new feature, which is pretty cool, that we have just established. Actually, very recently, the tech team has put a lot of effort into this, and that's actually AI Go Coding Member School. So I think all of you might be a little bit accustomed to ThinkLand already. That's the platform we use to have reports and to manage all of our classes. And now you can actually have ThinkLand Member School to have students sign up. So for instance, let's say you have a branch established in your country. You can actually create this member school and people can sign up directly to the classes of your country through this feature of ThinkLand. So I will again put this in the chat, but again, you can create a class by signing, you have to fill out a form and there are a couple of steps that you have to follow, but in the end, you will end up with a ThinkLand page of your own. So it'll say whatever you want. For instance, it'll say for me, ThinkLand AI Go Learning Switzerland. And whenever I have a student who wants to sign up for a class, I just give them that link and they can automatically sign up by just selecting a few, whichever class they want, selecting the day, selecting the time, and then they will automatically be signed up for class. So this is a very new feature. We actually just got this a couple of weeks ago and it's very amazing that the tech team will put a lot of time into this. So that will be the way that you will be setting up your class in your branch. So setting up the classes is also very easy now because of this feature. So that's very handy and it's very useful to have. So that is something that I will also put in the chat. And of course, when the steps come to it, when you do come to starting a class and you need teachers and people are signing up, we can have meetings and you can, like, if you need any help with how this works, I will be there to explain everything as well. So you should not worry about that. So I know a lot of people just joined. I'm going to quickly just go through the steps again. So hi, everyone. A few more people just joined. I was going through a presentation on steps to create a branch. So I'll just I'll just quickly summarize. So creating a branch is a way to spread coding, spreading your passion for coding to students around you. And the branch can be countrywide or statewide or school, like in your only school, like a club. So here are some of the steps you would follow just to give you an overview of how you actually create a branch. Here are some of the steps you would follow. So you would have to make a plan, create a website. We actually have a very easy way of creating a website because you can fill out a form and the tech team will create a website for you. But if you know how to code and you're willing to create a website, that's amazing. Go for it. It's even better. But yeah, and then we will give you a domain name and you will have a website established. And then the next step would be having a team. Obviously, that's a very good thing to have. Yeah, and having a team. And there are some points on how you can do this. I will share this branch. I will share this presentation in the chat for everyone. And yeah, creating a school club so you can start small and then establish your roots and then go ahead and create your whole branch around the country. And finally, last two steps, promoting your branch and then starting a class. So that is, yes, that is my presentation. I will stop talking for now. But if you're interested in creating a branch, first of all, please contact me. I think I would love to meet with you. And there's my Discord and my email. So creating a branch, we will have a first meeting, and then you can go ahead and follow the steps to start creating a branch, or you can create your own steps or whatever you want to do. But yeah, if you are interested, please feel free to contact me. But yeah, that's enough of me talking. Does anyone have any questions? I know a lot of people joined recently, but does anyone have any questions or anything? I don't think there's anything in the chat, but yeah, feel free to unmute yourself if you have anything.
Oh, hi, Gehna. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name correctly. It's Gehna?
Yeah, it's Gehna. It's Gehna. That's okay.
Gehna. Okay, nice to meet you, Gehna. I just wanted to ask a really quick question, and it's about the professors for the courses. Do we need to find the teachers by yourselves, or are you providing that?
Okay, so that's a very good question. So as I said, creating a branch, you can try to make it so that you have teachers in your own community, but you will definitely have access to our teachers. So if you don't feel like finding your own teachers, if you can't find anyone, but you already have a class ready, don't worry about that at all. You will have access to teachers of the AI Learning network. So you will have access to all the teachers in AI Learning, and just contact us and we will try to get you a teacher as fast as possible. So definitely you will have access to the teachers in the whole of the AI Learning community, including in the other branches such as Switzerland and India. So definitely don't worry about that. But we do urge you to, gather people who are interested in coding and interested in teaching around in your community, because we've realized how a lot of our teachers are actually international. I mean, we have a bunch of teachers from the US, but we have so many teachers from different countries. Maybe some of you are teachers from different countries. So we wanted, this initiative is also a way to actually find people in your own community who are interested in teaching. So you can also do that. But again, you will have access to all of our teachers, so you don't need to worry about that, definitely.
Oh, okay. Well, that sounds really great. Well, I need some time to think about it, but yeah, if I have any other questions, I definitely will contact you.
Thank you.
That sounds great.
Yeah, of course. Feel free to contact me. My Discord is always open and my email is always open as well. But yeah, it was great talking to you. Yeah. And if you're
Another thing is that you sent a Discord link, but I couldn't join in the Discord group.
I see. Let me actually send an invite again in the chat. I think it might be fired actually. That's probably why. But yes, I will put that link right here. And it should be in the chat. So yeah, if any of you want to join the Discord, you can ask any of your questions there and in the general section, and then I will definitely be there to answer you, and there'll be other people to answer you as well.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Gehna, for answering me the questions.
Of course. Thank you. It was very nice talking to you. Anyone else have any other questions?
Is there any cost involved?
Any cost in creating a branch? No, there's no cost in creating a branch at all. Yeah, that is all. I hope that, yeah.
Hi, I was just wondering if there was a way that we can know if there's like a branch already existing or currently being like formed in our area.
Yeah, so right now, actually, there's only a few. There's only 7, as I said. So I can list those actually if you want in the Discord, but off of the top of my head, that's India, Vietnam, Canada, Switzerland, Egypt, and one more that is not coming to my head yet, but it might be there. So those are the only ones in the countries that I know of. But actually, we also do encourage, even if you are part of one of those countries that a branch has already been creating in, you can actually create it in a different area. of the same country, and you can communicate with the branch leader. So if you have any questions with that, just contact me and I can put you in contact with the branch leader of that area already, and you can talk with them to see about building the branch in your region. I hope that answers your question. There's a question in the can you please show the slides? Oh yes, of course. I actually will put a link in the chat. I have all the information I put in a slide in a nice PDF. So I will just put that, and all the steps are on there as well. So you can just look at the PDF to understand the steps of creating a branch. So here, there you go. If you just click on that, those are all the steps that I had on the slides. That's all the steps to create a branch. I hope that's good. Does anyone else have any other questions? So yeah, I think no one has any other questions. I'll put a link to my Discord and my email in the chat as well. So if you're interested again in creating a branch, please contact me. Or if you even have any other questions, please contact me. And feel free, I'm always there, so you can always talk to me, and I will respond fairly quickly as well. So yeah, feel free to do that. And yes, I put a start the branch PDF as well in the chat, so you can click on that, and those are all the steps you need to create a branch. So if you're still a little bit hesitant on whether you would like to create a branch, that will tell you what you will need to do in the future. So there's that. And again, remember that creating a branch, it can be kind of intimidating, but that's why you really don't have to create a branch for your whole country. The scale really depends on you. So if you would like to create a large scale, that's perfectly fine. But doing something small scale in your school or in your public libraries, that's perfectly amazing as well. So if you just want to create a school club maybe, or something in your public library, that's welcomed for sure. So yeah, any last or lingering questions from anyone? Okay, if not, I think that's it for the information session. If you have anything, just stay behind. I'll be on here for 5 more minutes. And yes, again, please feel free to contact me if you are interested or if you have any other questions, and join the Discord server. But yeah, that's it for me. Thank you for joining.